welcome to a bonus episode of Murder Dictionary Podcast. My name is Brianna, and that is Kelly.
Hey.
So today we're doing a bonus episode based on serial killer art.
Cool.
We are going to skip normal intro stuff. You know where to find us on Facebook.
Buckle up, because Metro is bringing you the best deal in wireless. Switch to Metro and get your choice of 2 awesome free phones from top brands like Samsung and LG with huge HD screens and tons of memory for all your pics and videos. So hurry into Metro and get your awesome free phones only at Metro. Plus sales tax and activation fee. Requires port-in of eligible number not currently active on T-Mobile network or active on Metro in past 90 days. Limit 4 per account or household. Restrictions apply. See store for details and terms and conditions.
Instagram, Twitter, you know about our merch and our Patreon. So we're going to get right to a game that Kelly is going to win at. I can see you studying all the art like really intensely right now, like you're some fucking art history professor just analyzing.
I'm looking at porn.
Oh, that's how I watch porn too, with a very analytical mind. So last week or a couple days ago, I can't remember, Kayla had posted in our Facebook group a link to some serial killer art. So what we did is put it into a game, basically. So I have numbered all the pictures. Mm-hmm. I will post them on Facebook and on Instagram in little albums. They all have numbers. So Kelly is going to be looking at the same pictures that you're looking at. Mm-hmm. We'll describe them and then guess who the killer is that made the picture. Is that cool?
Yes.
So hit up our Facebook or Instagram and look at the albums and play along with the numbers.
Fun.
Some of them are going to be kind of simple because you guys know.
Yes.
You guys know these killers. But some of them are like, who knows, you know? Mm-hmm. So the first one is a clown. Super bright picture, balloons.
Looks like he's about to cop a feel.
Yeah, it looks like he's like pantomiming grabbing a boob.
Yeah, titty touch.
Yes.
Bunch of balloons. Too many stripes.
Way too many stripes.
At least they're vertical stripes. He knows his body.
So this one's kind of starting off easy. Number 1, Kelly, you know this one.
Fogo de Chow. Oh, Pogo the Clown.
It is
John
Pogo.
Wayne Gacy.
It is. It is John Wayne Gacy.
Good clown, though. Honestly, my art is shit. I am impressed.
I think it's interesting that the makeup that is used on his face is all pointy. Typically, clown makeup is very rounded because it's friendly and all that. These are things that, make him fucking scary, Like normal clowns wouldn't look as aggressive as his makeup is.
Yeah, his lips freak me out.
Oh, it looks like he's like pouting fish face kind of.
Yeah, and there's no clown nose, but I'm okay with that.
Yeah. No, I'm okay with the lack of clown
nose. I hate noses. Have you seen the movie Clown, by the way?
No.
Sorry, it's awesome. It's on Netflix. You should check it out.
Oof, I wouldn't be able to sleep for like 3 years.
It's so good. Love it.
So John Wayne Gacy, of course, was like a trusted member of the community. He was himself a clown. Mm-hmm. I'm sure most of our listeners know about this, but I definitely, every time we talk about a killer, I want to give a little bit of info. So he raped and murdered about 33 young men, and he buried them in his crawl space. Ugh. And some of them he even had like dig their own graves. So he was a very, very scary killer clown. The source of a lot of movies and lore and scary stories,
Not never digging my own grave. You cannot, no.
It's not recommended.
Yep.
So, number 2?
Yes, number 2. This is Amanda Bynes.
It looks like it could be. Yeah. It's basically we're looking at a shitty line drawing on white paper.
Yeah.
And you've got just like black lines in the outline of a girl. It looks like it's a trace painting. And
killer lip color.
Yes. The only thing that has color on the page is red lips. Everything else is white background, black pen.
Yeah,
And it's kind of
minimal.
a bust picture.
Yeah.
You know, it's like from the chest up.
Again, you say shitty. I could never draw this well.
Yeah, it just looks like a tracing. So like for a tracing, it looks shitty.
Yeah, that's
you could
true.
trace better than that,
True.
you know?
True.
Yeah.
Is this a self-portrait or do I get a...
No, this one is a drawing by a very predatory man.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Give me an age range. Is he old or young? Old or not? I can't say young.
He was young-ish at the time.
Who draws? Who's an artistic?
Yeah.
None of
Who
them.
knows? Who knows,
Yeah.
really? This doesn't even look that artistic. It's
Is this
very weird.
The
picture is of Abigail Breslin. She must have been in her young teens or tweens at the time, but it is said that he was drawing Abigail Breslin.
Who's that?
She's an actress, a teen actress.
Tell me some of her work.
Fucked if I know. I'm not a tween or a parent of a tween.
Cool. So,
but it's basically, you know, it's a much younger woman than him. And
with
this
a
is
red
guy
mouth. Significant red mouth.
Yeah. So this is actually a drawing by Richard Ramirez.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems kind of makes sense because it seems like he doesn't have very much imagination. He just walks around like whacking his dick at people.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like he'd be capable of really artistic.
This is a pretty classy drawing for Richard Ramirez. I just thought it'd be a dick sucking.
That's the part that's shocking.
Like she's in a cute top and she's got red lips.
It looks like
hair pulled
she's
back.
on a red carpet or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's not wearing like a crop top and some fucking fishnets. And
right?
crotchless panties.
Yeah, you would think it would be much more violent, much more sexual with how aggressive he was with women.
Totally.
Definitely. Yeah, so Richard Ramirez was the Night Stalker, a.k.a. the screen door intruder.
a.k.a. shit breath.
Halitosis like a motherfucker. And he was a Satanist, a home invader. He raped, robbed, and murdered a bunch of women up the California coastline or whatnot between 1984 and 1985. Everybody knows Richard Ramirez, right?
Yes.
That's all you need for a summary. We know this.
Richie.
But I don't know. I thought it was kind of interesting that it was just a trace drawing. You know, like he's just a simple, I don't know, not much depth to him.
Honestly, the next drawing we're going to look at is the one I would have thought Richard Ramirez would have done.
Exactly. Sure. Exactly. So the next one is number 3, if you're looking in the albums. Mm-hmm. So it's a painting of like a sword knife thing with that blood. Has a skull on the handle.
With barbed wire.
Barbed wire. There's a green comedy tragedy mask on either side of the blade. Then on either side of the handle, there's a green skull on one side, and then Pogo the Clown, John Wayne Gacy, on the other side.
Devil angel thing.
Yes, exactly. That's your devil angel. Then you're fucked. So it looks like this takes place in hell. Like Kelly said, there's a lot of blood and stuff. Yeah. Everything's on fire. Flames. And then at the bottom, it looks like there's
faces.
Like faces. There's just faces? Glowy kind of eyes that
creepy.
are all red and bloody. Yes. Yeah.
Definitely a Richard Ramirez looking type. Like any type of anything to do with hell or Satan. Definitely.
Right.
Pogo the Clown's in there, so that throws me off.
I know. It's amazing how many of these pictures are like of other killers or whatnot, you know? This is definitely a more obscure one. He's known as the Casanova Killer or the Cross Country Killer.
Ooh.
And yeah, I'm not too familiar with him.
I just like Casanova Killer.
Right? Like you had me at Casanova.
You mean Ted Bundy?
So this one is by Glenn Edward Rogers. Are you familiar with him?
No, but I'm a fan of the art.
Now I'm a collector. So he had a pretty short history as a serial killer, but at one point he claimed to have murdered more than 70 people. But he's one of those people that you really couldn't believe it, you know? So he later recanted his statement and said that he was kidding, quote.
Ha, good joke.
Like, that was his punchline.
Kidding.
His victims were all redheads. So maybe it's more about the gingerness than the blood.
Oh,
You
maybe.
never know. No, I'm just kidding. It's about the blood. So in 1995, he strangled Sandra Gallagher, then put her body in a car and lit it on fire.
What?
And within a few weeks of that, he met and moved in with Linda Price, who was found in her bathtub within days of living together, and her throat was slit. And then the very next day after that murder, he met Tina Marie Cribbs at a bar, and within 2 days of meeting her, she was found dead in a bath.
Can I have my last name be Cribbs? Kelly Cribbs.
I would love that.
Cribbs.
You would just have to walk into every room and say, "This is where the magic happens," because that's the only thing that anyone knows about Cribbs, right?
Definitely better than Kelly Krabs would be
That would be pretty bad. Yeah, definitely preferable.
Like, you couldn't be a teacher and be Mrs. Cribbs because the kids would be like, "Oh, we got some."
Could never take you seriously.
Yeah.
Yes. Cribbs is a good name. So Glenn Edward Rogers was once considered to be a suspect in the murders of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman.
What?
Yes, because he was active at the same time. But it was just a theory and there was no supporting evidence.
And it was OJ.
Yeah. So
I got the next one.
you got it? Okay, so
Yeah.
now we're on number 4. So number 4 is a painting of
Nosferatu.
Yes, exactly. It's Count Orlok from the 1922 film Nosferatu.
Exactly.
With like a blue background, and he's just making a very ominous, snarly.
He's about to sneeze.
He could be sneezing, he could be eating you. It's debatable.
Yeah. He's got
but he's
blood.
definitely got blood, yeah.
Blood everywhere. I really just like in the colors though. He's kind of wearing a Steve Jobs top.
Yes,
The all
very
black.
much so. He's just a creative genius that wants to eat you and sneeze on you.
But he's scary. Is it Richard Chase?
Oh, that's a great.
Is it? I just
Wow.
think vampires.
Yeah. No, it was actually Henry Lee Lucas.
What? Oh,
Yes.
that's creepier, actually.
Yes.
I would expect it to be Richard Chase, but Henry Lee Lucas is.
Yeah, but he's I don't know, he's pretty gnarly. So
He is
Henry
gnarly.
Lee Lucas was the son of a sex worker who would force him to watch her have sex and force him to cross-dress. He lost an eye when it became infected after a fight at age 10. And he attacked his mother during an argument in 1960, and she died of a heart attack after he attacked her. But
That's
it was
what killed her?
still ruled a murder because he had inflicted so much trauma to her, you know?
If you look at the pain, the right eye is kind of a little bit,
Oh, that's interesting.
a little weird.
I totally
Yeah.
didn't know that. Yes,
little
there's
bit.
like a white spot.
Yeah. No, wait, I was
Wow.
talking about the other eye, but yeah, that's true. No, the white spot in the middle, it looks like they're lopsided.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
so the
one
right eye
of-
does have a white spot.
Yes. And the other one looks like it's got a little figure. Like there's a tiny dot and then there's like a
This is a creepy fucking picture, dude. This actually has to be the best one as far as like artistic
right?
skills. This one's pretty good. Also looks like it could be a creature in the Lord of the Rings.
Right. Yes.
Totally.
Or whatchamacallit from Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm.
So Henry Lee Lucas went on to have 150 murders attributed to him, but again, it's hard to really get to the bottom of the accuracy on that.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that could be just cops wanting to close a case,
Yeah.
you know? Even after Lucas's death from heart failure, people were still debating which murders were committed by him and which were not, you know? So he would go on to just say things like, oh, I killed 600 people, or he said I killed 3,000 people, but that's not fucking possible.
The nerve.
But either way, he's one fucked up dude
Yeah.
and a fucked up artist.
I killed 3,000 people, but made one sick drawing.
Right? It all balances out. So now we're on to number 5.
Oh, Killy Dokley. Oh, I love this one. This looks like a poster you would have gotten from Spencer's or Hot Topic.
Yes.
And taken some acid and just
It
stared
looks
at.
like it needs to be blacklight responsive.
Exactly.
For sure.
Holy shit, this is my favorite one.
It's kind of half psychedelic, half stained glass, kind of bright colors. There's woods in the foreground and then a castle in the background. The sky has a sun and some other rainbow-colored planet.
Yes. It's almost sci-fi and almost just trippy acid.
Looks like it could be a Led Zeppelin cover.
Yes.
Or like an old copy of Lord of the Rings cover, you know?
I really like this one. It has to be, I don't know.
I know, right?
Child
These
murderers
ones are
do we
so
have?
hard. Yeah, you would think it would be something with, you know, a little bit lower age range or
Who's
something.
the biggest stoner serial killer we have?
Oh, yeah.
Who smoked the most pot?
The guy from Reefer Madness. So this is actually Arthur Shawcross.
Like it would be some hippie shit.
Right? Yeah. So he says that he was molested when he was 9 and he had sexual relations with his younger sister. He also admitted to have his first homosexual encounter at the age of 11, which he said was soon followed by his first experimentation with bestiality.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I mean...
So he's hitting all of the sexual deviance and then throwing homosexuality in there just for good measure.
His artwork is just as out there as his life. So trippy.
So he first served 12 years after killing a young girl and boy in 1972. Then after being paroled, he went on to kill 14 people from 1988 to 1989.
No!
Yes, all within like a small area in New York. Most of the women he killed were sex workers, and at his trial he pled not guilty by reason of insanity, but it didn't work.
Sex workers and he was homosexual? I don't know why. I don't know.
No, I think he just claimed whatever.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
thought he was like trying to fuck the women and then
He was just trying to say that he had a very, very fucked up sexual history, especially starting at a very young age, is what he was saying. Yeah. So he claimed to be a cannibal also who ate the genitals of his victims.
This is really bothering me that the picture's so colorful. It's really bothering me.
Right? He also had this claim that he had committed a bunch of crimes in Vietnam while serving in the war, and it was later found out that he had not seen combat at all. So he was just kind of making it up. Something about serial killers and lying. Like, they're... But it's just weird. It's just, I don't know.
It's a really weird lie. And you can get, that's an easily checked
It's so
lie.
easy to check. Who the fuck does that? It's fucking weird.
Even when he didn't have a Google search engine, it was still pretty fucking easy to check.
So easy. Yes. So you want to move on to number 6?
Yes.
It's a lovely lady in number 6. That is a really, really perfect, realistic black and white drawing of Betty Page.
Betty Page. This is actually probably the most realistic and the best.
Yeah, it looks like an actual artist did it.
Yeah, it just looks like the picture got a little bit lighter. Honestly, it's almost the exact same kind of like Olivia. It's like when Olivia does her pinups. It's good. I like it. Damn, talent.
And I can't think of a serial killer that I would even guess. Because I don't really know, like, which one of them is really talented at this. Like, I don't know.
Let's see. I'm just gonna say...
I say Jerry Brudos has this appreciation of women and fetishism that maybe makes me think he would be artistic like this.
I also want to say... No, I don't know. I can't even think. Honestly,
it's just so pretty.
It's just really pretty, and who doesn't love Betty Page? She's like universally loved.
Right. It's Bobby Ray Gilbert.
Totally was gonna guess that name. Bobby Ray. What did he do?
So he went on a small killing spree in the 80s. He killed a 62-year-old man and then shot someone to death during a robbery. He escaped from prison by overpowering a guard and then killed a fellow inmate.
Oh, shit.
Not too many details on his childhood or anything like that, but apparently we know he was a good artist. This shit is really crazy. Good. But then again, if you have endless amount of time on your hands and you're just sitting in jail, maybe you could get really good at something.
Yeah, on it. You perfect those skills. You have all the time in the world. So.
But the next one, number 7, is definitely disproving that.
Now this is my kind. This is exactly what my kind of artwork would be. I can only do stick figure. Microwaved.
So this is a pen drawing on lined school paper. There's a guy like poking his head out of a door with a speech bubble
Bye-bye.
saying bye-bye. And a sign on the door above that says either Scance Daycare or Slants Daycare. You can't tell if it's a L or a C. Then, walking away from that door, there's a guy holding a plate. And on the plate is a small black kind of human figure and a speech bubble that says microwaved.
Dahmer.
That's such a good guess. He loved playing with his food.
Yeah, of course.
Is that your final answer?
Well, now that you didn't tell me I was right.
I mean, I'm just confirming.
Yeah, that's my final.
It was Charles Ng.
Ah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. So he was obsessed with fire and stealing from an early age. He moved to a survivalist bunker / ranch thing with his friend Leonard Lake, where they raped and tortured and murdered between 11 and 25 people.
Oh, shit.
Oof. Jesus. Lake constructed this like torture chamber house kind of on the property, and that's where they took all these women. It was outside of Sacramento. So they kidnapped families, they would kill the men and the children, and then keep the women alive and torture them. They also filmed a lot of these things, which was, I
hope they burned all the tapes.
Yeah, I know, right? That would just ruin you forever if you saw those.
What if you're just at, like, thank God we don't have VHS or anything anymore, but, like, you know, you're at, like, a thrift store and you're like, what's this blank tape? Oh, my God.
I hate when evidence ends up at thrift stores.
I really like that picture, though.
It's crazy.
It makes no fucking sense. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
So, of course, Charles, like I said, was a thief from a very young age, and that was eventually his downfall because he tried to steal something from a hardware store, and it got him and Leonard Lake caught. Yeah. Leonard was out in the car waiting for him, and they found a gun on him that had blood spatter from the crime scenes.
Jesus Christ.
Yep. So don't shoplift, kids.
Yeah. At least do it when you're under 18.
They'll just give you a stern talking to.
Exactly. And you still get away with the stuff.
So moving on to number 8.
It's clearly Jim Morrison.
I mean, it kind of has a Jim Morrison vibe for sure.
Totally.
So it's a black and white pen drawing of a long-haired dude, kind of a skinny Jim Morrison with kind of a crazed look in his eyes.
Yeah. He's
holding a knife in one hand, and the other hand is pulling down his lower lip to show a tattoo that says "fuck you."
Oh, I thought it said "fuck boy." It looks
He's
like
a fuck boy. Yeah, that would be better. We should write him and make sure that he changes this.
Look at his cool bracelet that like spirals down his hand.
Highly accessorized. Yeah. And then behind him, there's this kind of spiral going back into nowhere with masks on it.
Yeah, they're not that scary. They're kind of cute.
No, they're just kind of bland, like blank. Yeah.
It's
and then the word dementia is up at the top.
How I feel about Mondays, like me. Dementia. It looks like a band, like a poster. Or like
could be an album cover or something. It's on someone's demo tape.
Yeah.
And dementia just reminds me of the head shop.
Yeah.
That's all I think of. Yeah, this has hippie vibes all over it, like a wanna say something Manson era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tight pants, spiral bracelet.
Yeah.
Possibly looks like he has a wolf tatted on his arm. Something furry.
Yeah, there's some sort of animal, a gecko.
Rings.
Something's climbing.
Tons of rings.
Oh, yeah.
Is it Danny Rolling? Because it says his name right there.
Oh, no.
10, 13, 9 to 3. Did I guess it? Who is he, though?
It is Danny Rolling.
Yes. That's kind of a rock star name.
Yeah, it kind of is. Yeah.
Kind of like Rolling Danny better, but it's okay. That guy's always
he
on
was known as the Gainesville Ripper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've heard about him.
He killed 5 college students in Florida between 1989 and 1990. He decapitated one victim, and then posed bodies. That was one of his MOs. And he removed body parts and skin. He would set up mirrors at the crime scene to make it look like there was more carnage than was actually there. So he would kind of pose the parts and props and mirrors to make it more overwhelming.
Oh, so he's good at special effects.
Just wasting his talents on murder.
Let's do a mannequin
Could have done
challenges.
something more productive. Yes, yes.
He's like, dead bodies freeze. That's crazy. The posing really bothers me because it's not easy. It's like
yeah.
I'm just assuming it's not easy to pose dead bodies.
Let's find out. Yeah, it's really, really creeps me out, that one detail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 9 is done by Bob Ross. I don't even have to.
I was going to say, so number 9 is definitely just landscape straight up.
Paint by numbers.
Yes. Very bright, bold blue on the top and green and brown hills on the bottom.
Why does he have mountains and hills?
Yeah.
And then desert.
I feel
and then
like
ocean above that.
He was trying to do kind of mountains in the distance or something. Like blue, snowy mountains in the distance, but it's just not professional.
In the distance of hills?
Right?
And there's ocean between?
Yeah.
And then there's sand.
Yes. There's a lot of landscape going on in one picture. He doesn't want to choose one.
Earth, wind, air, fire.
Exactly. So it's totally Happy Trees style.
Yeah.
So you've got to assume this guy is fucked up.
Yeah, well, now I know it's a guy, and it's not. I honestly just wanted to say, what's her name? Eileen Wuornos.
Right?
Because I think she would
It's so peaceful when her brain is just so chaotic.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good guess.
They told me to paint the mountains. Let's see. Fish. Albert Fish.
That's a good guess.
Is it just so? I don't know.
It was Herbert Mullen.
Of course, it's a Herbert.
It is definitely a Herbert kind of painting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is, okay. Tell me about Mullen.
He was a paranoid schizophrenic.
Okay.
He used acid to overcome the loss of his best friend in his younger years. But of course, the situation mentally deteriorated and he began to obsess about reincarnation, religion, and impending natural disaster. So Herbert complained of hearing voices. He adopted many different personas. He reinvented himself constantly and just changed through these different personalities. He was a yoga disciple 1 minute, then he was an amateur boxer. He was a hippie. He also had this character of this sombrero wearing Mexican.
How fun.
Like,
this sounds like a lot of fun, honestly. Be whoever you want to be, man.
20 friends in one. So he believed that in order to prevent another huge California earthquake, there needed to be blood sacrifices. And at the time, the Vietnam War was ending, and he believed that since the bloodshed would be stopping, Mother Nature would retaliate against California via earthquakes.
Were there no earthquakes during the Vietnam War?
I know, right? There's an earthquake every week here. I don't know. He's fucking tripping.
Yeah, what are you talking about? And I think the amount of bloodshed should have just carried on over. Like, you're good for a couple years.
That was a lot. It was a whole fucking lot.
Seriously.
So he made the sacrifices himself. That was his motivation for murder, was to prevent earthquakes.
I mean, he's almost just see what happens when like people get too in like touch with nature,
right?
That's not
when people go too green.
Yeah. Fuck. What do you mean you can't stop?
Yeah. Nope. It's just dumb.
It's like a stupider version of a rain dance. At least a rain dance is fun and makes a little bit more sense.
So he ended up killing 13 people, and we still have earthquakes.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I mean, the killing part's not funny. It's just
but it's just that thought process.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Ugh.
Yep.
Damn.
Now that we're thinking about earthquakes, you want to go to number 10? I know everyone's like terrified of earthquakes.
I'm just thinking about
let's distract you with murder.
The next time we have an earthquake, I'm coming right over here and murdering you. No more. You're the closest friend that lives to me. Number 10. Wait, let me get there. Oh, it's my favorite. It's a Super Saiyan, obviously.
It's a pen drawing portrait of a guy. He's got a backwards hat.
He's an urban Super Saiyan.
He's got a couple tears coming down from one eye.
Yeah, a butthole mouth.
A total butthole mouth. Like a really little tiny thin mustache. His brows are super thin as well. And they're furrowed.
Uh-huh.
His eyes are super alien-like.
Alien anime-like.
All the above.
His eyebrows are just kind of thin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just...
There's something going diagonal behind his back, too, that looks like he might have a bat on his shoulder or something.
Yeah.
It's just like angled behind him. But it's not really that bad. It's in a certain style that's not particularly like realistic or anything, but
this guy,
yeah, I don't know.
Why? But he's sensitive too.
He looks very sensitive.
Unless it's cum on his face.
It might be cum. We don't know. And this could be his happy face, because that butthole isn't really telling us whether it's happy or sad.
Yeah. Who is this? Who did this?
Who did this?
Who did this?
This would be Howard Belcher.
No way did a Howard draw this fucking thing.
This is definitely a drawing by a Howard, I'm telling you.
Howard. Okay. What did he do? In the
early 2000s, he went on a murder spree, killing and robbing multiple African-American homosexuals.
What?
Yes. He was HIV positive. He was known to be a male sex worker, gigolo, some sort of something. And he just went on a killing spree within the LGBT community.
That's shitty. I just need to know where these pictures come from. Like, who was that man? Is he a victim? Is he...
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, was he watching a lot of anime that day?
It's gotta be.
Has to be, right?
Yeah, there's something going on there.
Nah.
Like, it's not creepy, but it's just odd.
It's very odd. Yeah.
But the next one.
Okay, so we're on 11?
Yeah, number 11. It's definitely the opposite. It's a creepy, kid, childlike drawing.
This is one of the most baked devils out there. He's like,
yes, exactly.
And he's getting killed. Oh, I like that there's a swastika on his face, but it's kind of just swirly. Like, it looks like a cute, like, swirl.
So it's a color pencil drawing, right? So we've got the swastika on the middle of the forehead.
Yep.
We've got an axe going through the middle of the forehead. It looks like it's a devil.
Yeah.
But it looks like its horns are a little bit lazy. Like they're just kind of giving up on life.
Or stoned.
Yes. And definitely very red eyes. Like its weed is really loud.
And he's got like weird, straight, all same size teeth, human teeth, with what is that, like 2 fangs, or what is that, like 2 bottom
Upward
fangs?
Upward fangs. It's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not bad.
No, again, it's not bad, but it's very childlike.
Thin eyebrows are such a common theme.
Yes. So, I don't know. One thing that I think is kind of telling is this was part of a murderous duo. This is one half of a murderous duo. And I feel like the drawing looks so immature that maybe, I don't know, it's kind of a childlike thing of just needing to have someone else there. I don't know if that's like a proper psychological analysis or whatever, but I just think that there's something interesting about that he was someone that was in a duo and still has such immature kind of childlike qualities.
So it's a duo, so it's not a Menendez brother, is it?
No.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I can't imagine a Menendez brother doing evil drawings.
No, never.
Just like cardigans, polos all day. Yeah.
Hair pieces.
Yes.
Good hair. Just a lot of dudes with good hair. So it's a duo, so
it's Otis Toole. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
So he committed his first murder at age 14. And then later on began a sexual relationship and crime partnership with Henry Lee Lucas.
Yep.
And once they were arrested, the two confessed to more than 100 murders, including the murder of America's Most Wanted host John Walsh's son. Yeah.
I like that he's killing the Nazi devil. You know?
Right.
Not supporting it.
But
he's
you
kind
don't
of the good
see
guy.
a hand on the other end of the axe. You don't know if that's just part of his creepiness or if he's actually trying to destroy the devil. Like,
yeah, or he's the devil.
Possibly.
And
we don't know.
He's riding in a jail, and maybe the jail is the axe.
See, now you're getting into the art history professor spirit. So he was only convicted of killing 6 people.
Only?
Yeah. Just because of how many they claimed, you know?
Yeah, 100.
And always so disappointing because there's a bunch of other families that don't have closure.
Oh, I was like, it's disappointing. Sorry,
no. Because it's just, there's so many other
of course,
people out there looking to get some answers about their family members, you know?
No, I agree.
Yeah.
That's sad.
So, you ready for number 12? That'll make you
favorite.
Happy.
12 was my well, they're all my favorite, but this is definitely...
I know you say that every time we go to a new one.
They're all so good.
Yes.
This is a Bruce Lee rendition of Richard Ramirez.
It's funny you say that. So this is, yes, like a drawing of the Night Stalker. It says Night Stalker. It looks like a kindergartner did it. It's in like black washable marker.
Yeah.
And even though it's supposed to be Richard Ramirez, it kind of looks like the Hulk to me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the Hulk, he's got the cheekbones of Ramirez.
Yes, but they're also the cheekbones of the Hulk.
Cheekbones of the Hulk,
and
but
Bruce
the hair
Lee.
of Bruce Lee, for sure. Jawline of definitely of the Hulk. But it's good contour.
It is some sick contour.
It's not too bad. The eyes, he thought he got... I don't know. I can't draw, so everyone...
Yeah, I feel like I can't judge any of this because
Yeah.
my drawing is just fucked up.
I'd be like, the shading is awful. Not proportionate. No, yeah. Okay, so somebody that liked the Night Stalker.
Yes, and this dude's name always makes me think of the word jabroni.
I love that word.
It's so good. It doesn't even rhyme with it, but I just get started on jub, and then I'm just like jabroni. That's it. That's like the only thing that can come out of my mouth, you know?
I know. I feel like we've talked about this before.
Jablonski?
Jablonski, yeah.
Jablonski, yeah. Philip Carl Jablonski.
Jablonski.
That fucking
dude.
name.
Jablonski.
Jablonski.
Jablomi.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he had a pretty rough childhood. His alcoholic father beat and sexually assaulted his mother and sisters, and Jablonski himself once threatened to rape his sister after getting an erection while strangling her.
Whoa.
I feel like I never knew that about him until very recently.
He threatened to rape?
Yeah.
Because he had the erection?
Exactly.
What?
Castrate the patriarchy. That's just so like, it's your fault I have an erection. Now I must kill you. What the fuck is that?
Like, huh?
Ugh. So.
What are you going to do about this?
Right?
Huh? It's your problem.
Fuck you. So he would go on to kill 5 women over the course of 13 years.
No way.
And I believe, we had talked about this because he first killed his first wife in 1978. Then he married a pen pal who wrote him in prison. Okay.
Oh,
so then after he was released, he killed a community college student. He was attending classes as part of his parole.
Uh-huh.
So once he killed that person, he also mutilated their body and wrote "I love Jesus" on her back. And the very following day, he murdered his second wife, the pen pal.
No!
Along with his mother-in-law, so her mother.
That's fucked up. I remember this story. This
Yep.
is not the pen
We talked about
pal.
this.
Like, why would you... Don't ever hit up someone that's already convicted of just women who love serial killers. Why do we love bad boys so much? I don't get it.
So he fled to California after the murders, and then he robbed and murdered Margie Rogers in Utah a few days later, and eventually he was caught and sentenced to death, and he's still in prison. Jabroni.
Yeah, fuck you, Jabroni.
Jablomi.
Jablomi in jail.
You ready for number 13?
Yeah, I like 13 again. 13's my favorite.
Everyone's favorite. This one creeps me out. It really does.
It's like a wiener dog, right? Oh, yeah. Here we
yeah,
go.
it's like a pencil drawing of this emaciated demon creature walking on all fours. And his little like lipstick dog dick is very prominent. He's got major red rocket going on.
Mm-hmm, red rocket. He's kind of almost got a Simpsons type face.
Yes.
From a profile.
Oh, yeah, I see that. Yeah.
With the mouth and.
But the dick thing, I just can't get over it. Like I can't look at anything else. I can't move past the very prominent.
Yeah, I gotta
gnarly dick.
Zoom in on the red rocket. It kind of looks like a baby's bottle.
It does. It reminds me of I think it's called Bad Dragon. Have you seen that website? I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, where it's like dragon and mythical themed sex toys. So it's like those sex toys that lay eggs and
eggs
shit
inside you. Yeah,
it reminds me of that.
I could totally.
That's why
see
I can't stop focusing on it. I'm super creeped out.
Yeah, the little horns are kind of creepy too.
Yeah, I don't know. They look like antenna. Like
yeah, antenna, exactly. So it's almost insect, almost wiener dog.
Yeah.
Plus fantasy weird alien. Who would do this?
Yeah.
I don't know.
This one I'm like really I didn't know anything. It's Stephen Kassler. So he was right, like that was your first guess, right? I know these are crazy, weird, and difficult, but I'm like, this is so I don't know. These are fascinating.
Kassler.
So Kassler went to prison for robbery when he admitting to killing a woman that another serial killer had actually killed. So this person was convicted, but he confessed for it.
What do you do in that situation? Which one's right?
Right, like keep both of them? Like, I don't know, clean up the streets?
Yeah.
So, but to add to that sort of confession oddity that came out, he also killed himself before he could even go to trial for the murder. So he basically left the person that was convicted of it, who had a possibility of being released, just shit out of luck. So they may have looked into the murder more and found evidence linking him had he not killed himself. But instead, this other person is still in jail.
Wow, what a way to
I don't know enough about the other person, really. Yeah, but he confessed to the murder, and it just never went to trial.
He gave someone hope and then took it away right before he did one more dick move before he did.
Yes.
Yeah. What an asshole.
Yeah, I kind of want to look more into that case. I really don't know too much about it, but it's just very weird. He just came out of nowhere and said, no, that guy didn't do it. I did it.
I did. Poof.
And then gone.
Wonder how he killed himself.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know. Always suicides in prison or jail interest me.
Yeah.
Because they take creativity.
Yeah, I don't know, man. You ready for 14?
Yeah, 14 is again just trippy album cover. I like it.
Yes. It is a square of, it looks like what was possibly bed sheet or something.
Yeah.
Like a white fabric. And so it's cut in a square, and then there's blue pen drawings on the whole thing, and it looks like a hanky kind of. The blue pen drawings are of ladies and skulls and different patterns and kind of psychedelic borderline stuff, but also just kind of filling space kind of patterns.
Bunch of skulls.
Designs. Yeah, a lot of skulls.
Titties.
And a lot of ladies and a lot of titties.
Yeah, I feel like, you know those like quarter machines you would have gotten?
Yes.
Like,
this could come out of a quarter machine.
Totally.
Yeah.
Like the
stickers. It also looks like it could be airbrushed on a lowrider, you know?
Totally.
Yeah.
I like the trippy little, like, it's like round with like a bunch of spiral things going through it. It's like trippy. I don't know. Like it's kind of cool.
Yeah, you like
Spirograph
that
type thing. I really like all the skulls. This is really talented. It's good use of space. And then all those sexy ladies.
The composition and the positioning of these figures is really good.
The sexy ladies have devil wings that are pretty good.
Of course, all sexy ladies do.
Yeah, and I like it. Ramirez, did he do it?
Oh my God. That's, such a good guess. It looks like totally Richard Ramirez.
Yeah.
I feel like if he was more talented, this is the type of shit he would draw.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? So it was Tommy Lynn Sells.
Ooh, who's that?
So he was also known as the Cross Country Killer because he crisscrossed the United States and murdered more than 22 people over the course of almost 20 years, actually.
What? It's like
long ass killing spree.
If Forrest Gump just kept running and
Exactly. So he was abandoned by his mother and was the victim of sexual assault at a really young age. He allegedly attempted to have sex with his family members, and then they, within a couple of days of that, up and moved without telling him where they were going. And he was only like 13, 14 years old.
Like they Joe Dirted him.
They did Joe Dirt him, but I guess it was multiple women in his family, like his grandmother and her sister and his sister or something, that he tried to assault them. Wow. And so they figured they just had to leave or something.
I mean, that's kind of a good...
She's good? Protecting her other kids. Yeah. That's the only thing where I'm just like, okay, if you have 4 other kids, I mean, that's a tough choice, you know? So he became a thief and a drifter, and then began killing people as kind of a robberies gone wrong kind of thing at first. And then in 1999, he attacked a 10-year-old and a 13-year-old girl. The 10-year-old, Crystal, witnessed her 13-year-old friend, Kayleen, get her throat slit and die in front of her. Then Tommy came to the second girl and slit her throat too, but Crystal laid really still on the floor and played dead until he left. And then she ran to a neighbor and she survived. She got help.
Fucking terrifying.
I know. I know. But she was super brave, super smart. Yeah. She gave extremely detailed information, a great description, and it led to his arrest.
Yeah, possums know how to do it, man. Straight up.
So he was only convicted of 1 murder, but he was sentenced to death.
Good.
Yes. You ready for number 15? I don't even know if you're ready.
It's thick as fuck.
So, number 15
great.
Takes place on a beach. In the background, walking out of the water, is a man with a Jason mask, but Michael Myers jumpsuit onesie thing, which is kind of confusing. Yeah. He has a knife in one hand, and then he has the decapitated head of Jesus in the other hand.
Yeah, you never know if that's Crystal Lake behind them.
You never know. You just never know. And then in the foreground, there's a woman sunbathing on the beach in a white bikini who may be drinking a bottle of something, but it also looks kind of like a condom with a reservoir tip.
Yeah, she looks like she's about to deep throat it.
Yeah, it's.
She's like, cool. Let's check out this cool trick.
Yeah. So.
And that got.
There's a lot going on in this drawing.
That got Jason Mike's attention. Jason Mike Jesus. They're all staring at her.
They are. Yes, they're into it. Ain't too pretty in the face, but she's super thick. I'm just thinking with my dick.
I like that the title there says Murder Beach.
I mean, really, that's the only thing you can call it.
She's got a perfect butt, though. And titties, too. He made sure you could see that she has tits, too.
Yes. Yes. So, God, I don't know.
She ain't too pretty in the face, either.
Sunbathing beach, relaxing afternoon at the beach. No, let's call it Murder Beach.
Murder.
Let's just put some pretty little Jasons and Michaels back here. Decapitated head.
He's so cute.
There was a whole thought process that went into this, you know?
I like the class. She put seagulls in the back room. Or he puts
detailed, right?
I love it.
Yes.
Oh, who did this?
This is a guy I hadn't really heard much about. Alfred Gaynor. From 1995 to 1998, Alfred Gaynor killed 9 women after meeting up with them to go in on some crack together. So, yes, he proclaimed his innocence for many years until his mother died. And then he finally admitted that he killed 8 women of the 9 that he was convicted of.
He was just waiting until his mom died to tell the truth?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
So I guess it's the opposite of I like big butts and I cannot lie, or I don't know.
Hey, well, Mama don't know. Won't hurt.
So on from big butts, we've got number 16.
To more butts and titties, but they threw on some children, so I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't see.
You don't see the titties or the butts? I do.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
The devil is clearly doing a squat.
It's leg day for the devil. So number 16 has a girl praying in a yellow dress on the right side.
Pink
and
hair.
then behind on the right side, there's a demon with like kind of a gargoyle kind of aesthetic.
It's like a she-devil with
thing
with goat hooves.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. This she-devil is definitely crouching behind her menacingly,
doing squats.
Yes,
and the girl's praying for a bigger butt, and the demon's just like, well, bitch, turn around and see what I do.
Sell your soul to me.
Yeah. The little girl's cute. She's adorable. I like her little pink hair.
Right?
She's out praying.
Yeah, I just want to focus on that. And then the she-devil comes in and it's just like, oh, God.
I'm fine with the she-devil. Her nipples just are weirding me out, dude.
Very
Don't free the nipple. I just don't want to see
aggressive nipples.
They can't put muscles and nipples. Just so angry. Like, ugh.
Has your nipple been working out?
But I love the color work.
Yes.
Again, great drawing.
And this is another one that makes me think possibly Aileen Wuornos or something.
Yeah.
Because of like religion, and there's 2 females in the picture. There's something, I don't know, something about it. And actually the wings are kind of cool. They're kind of ripped up and there's a lot of texture to them. Yeah. It's very detailed.
Yeah, it's really good drawing.
But again, this is someone I don't really know much about. It's Jeremy Jones.
Huh.
In 2004, Jeremy Jones was a drifter who raped and killed a couple and kidnapped 2 girls whose bodies were never found.
Ugh.
He admitted to setting the home on fire, but never admitted to the rape and murder, and never gave any information about where the girls had disappeared to. He was also linked to the murders of 3 additional sex workers in the area. He was sentenced to death for those murders.
Good.
Bye, Jeremy Jones.
Bye. He should have just been doing fucking portraits of people.
Right? Just be like a street art hustler kind of dude.
Yeah. 2 portraits a day, you're good.
So number 17.
Easy.
Definitely could have done some street art portraits of people.
Yeah, it's very street arty, but I don't like it at all.
This one's bad. So it says, beware, beware, for he will get your underwear on the left. On the right side, it says rope, tape, rape, gag, bag, crowbar, knife, flashlight, rubber glove, gun, phone, address. Then there's all these sort of like marketing, branding, logo kind of things floating on the left side that are a combination of boobs and the letters BTK. So this one's pretty obvious.
I like that the right side is like Family Feud. It's like,
yes,
name something you'll kill someone with. Gag, crowbar, plier, flashlight, rubber glove.
Oh, it's so much. Yeah, this one is my least favorite by far.
It's creepy.
It's very creepy. The words are a lot, but then in the middle, there's someone that's hanging from a doorway.
It's a lady.
Yeah.
Hanging with a doorway with a noose around her neck, kind of an alien, weird looking face, right? No, a skeleton kind of face that's really creepy.
Yeah.
And she's got like her, I don't like that they censored out the,
yeah, it is censored.
It's definitely censored.
But also, I mean, it's a skeleton kind of, but it's also kind of a blank mask, because this person was known for wearing like very blank masks and taking pictures and whatnot. So you probably, of course, guessed by the little logos that this is Dennis Rader, BTK. BTZ.
I don't like how his B's are all tits.
Yes.
Like an asshole.
Ugh. Yeah, it's gross. So BTK spent 17 years evading the police while murdering women and children in very sadistic ways between 1974 and 1991. So he was like a process killer. He was very into the procedure, hence the list on the right side and all the items and stuff. He liked sneaking around. He liked being meticulous. He planned things out really well. He really was playing mind games with his victims a lot of the time. He wrote poetry to them, he stalked them, the whole thing.
He liked wearing women's underwear and taking pics too, right?
Exactly. Yeah, he would kind of go out to remote areas or whatever and put himself in these positions, like tie himself with rope and put on lingerie and then take pictures of it, which are some of the creepiest pictures I've ever seen in my life.
You mean really hilarious? They're so funny.
So he oftentimes, when he was doing this, like I said, he would wear a completely expressionless blank mask. Yeah. So I think that's probably what he was going for in the picture, but it comes off pretty skeleton-y.
He kind of does.
Yeah.
It just looks creepy.
Yeah. So he was arrested in 2005 after police linked a floppy disk to him. Floppy disk saving lives.
Whew. Yeah. Technology.
That's my least favorite. I hate BTK so much.
And Toy Box Killer.
Oh, God, yes.
Hate.
Yes.
Especially they did the same kind of thing where, like, Toy Box Killer would, like, play, like, a tape of exactly what was going to happen to the girl. Like, just that psychological torture is something else. Ugh.
Yeah.
I mean, torture in general, but adding physical and psychological is just...
There's an extra element to it.
Just kill me. I'd rather just be stabbed in the neck.
Just have it be over.
Yeah.
So number 18?
Yeah. It's a box inside a box inside a box inside a box.
Yes. So there's writing on top. It says, "I'm so glad I've been apprehended, but I wish that someone would help me. Final desperation. I am not well, not at all."
Oh, this sounds like someone that, like, knows they have an issue about killing.
Yes.
That's really sad.
And the drawing in the middle, like Kelly said, is just endless amounts of boxes, and in the middle there's a man behind bars in jail. So this serial killer is definitely directly associated with mental illness every time that you think of him. So he operated on the East Coast.
Yep.
And his victims were oftentimes couples in cars, kind of in like lover's lane situations.
Okay, what do I know? Weed. Please. This is about like multiple choice.
There was a dog that talked to him.
Oh, fuck. Come on. Bleh. Bleh.
I hate having these kind of brain farts. Just
I know.
Like,
I mean,
drugs, but I can't take it back.
Go. You tell me.
Son of Sam.
Yes. Yes.
AKA David Berkowitz. Yes.
Yes, I knew like the
right. No, I hate that because you're like, I know this. I know this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 6 women were murdered by David Berkowitz in shootings in cars. It was very intense schizophrenia that he was suffering with, and it was untreated. There was a dog talking to him, and he went out and went on a killing spree, and everybody was just terrified. It was a lot of panic.
Yeah, especially just making out in the car. Like, that shit people did at that time, too.
And a lot of people were thinking, well, I have a guy with me. You know, like,
totally.
They're like, I'm safe.
Totally.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fucked up. Everybody knows Son of Sam. You know, that's the thing. But it definitely is telling that drawing is very much a tortured soul.
That's
just
so
feeling
crazy.
Really victimized, you know? The next one, number 19, is kind of the opposite. It's like super, I wouldn't say cheery, but just plain and bland.
Yeah.
You know? Number 19 looks more like an architectural drawing than anything else.
Like a mission. Kind of like a mission.
Definitely. It looks like a hobby drawing by a grandpa.
Yeah.
You know? Or like something you would see in a lobby of a structure. Like, this is the vision before we built this structure.
Totally.
You know? Like,
or in like an old folks home. Or this is the old folks home.
Yes.
I mean, it's not bad. I mean, it's good. It's really good, actually, because I suck. But, like, BTK makes sense, and so does Son of Sam.
Right, yeah,
like,
it's easy to, like, trace.
Yeah, you can't draw this to anyone, or tie this to anyone.
Yeah, this one is definitely the opposite of the gruesomeness that we associate with this killer. This is a notorious grave robber, and someone that used body parts of people to make fashion accessories for himself.
Oh, Geen.
Exactly.
Yay.
So you wouldn't think that this kind of simple, cheery structure would be made by good old Ed Gein.
I thought it'd be fashion designs, like fashion sketches.
Right. Runway looks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lookbook 2016.
So, yeah, he only had 2 confirmed murders in his case, but like I said, he was known for the gruesomeness of taking bodies and body parts. That was his thing.
The nipple belt. Right?
And also happy trees. So we have reached the last one, number 20. And number 20 is on like yellow lined paper. It says brain on fire. And
this brain is on fire.
And it looks kind of like Beavis or Butthead.
It
does. With an open brain.
What is the
reading a book, but I don't know what the book is saying.
Something method. Memory method.
Yeah, something.
I don't know. But is it a self-portrait? It has to be a self-portrait. He's like sitting there reading a book.
The whole thing is just so confusing to me. The mustache is definitely a hipster mustache. Well, way before his time.
Yeah, big ass chin too. He's obviously reading and getting learned, so brain on fire. Duh. I get it. Who is this? That looks more like Dennis Rader, if anything.
Yeah, it really kind of does, but it's actually Gary Heidnik.
Oh.
Yeah, so Gary Heidnik, he kidnapped 6 women and killed 2 of them during the winter of 86 to 87. And over the course of his crimes, he actually ground up one of his victims and fed it to other women that he kept in his basement. Fuck.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. He also applied like electroshock, like early, very primitive, fucked up electroshock therapy to some of the women that he had captive. And after he was apprehended, he tried to hang himself. And in 1999, he was finally put to death by lethal injection.
Oh, man, I hope it took a long time to inject him.
Yeah, maybe he thought he was getting the chair with the brain on fire thing.
You fucking ground up someone and made someone else eat them. I hate you so much.
Yeah, I don't really know too much about Gary Heidnik, honestly. So I wish I knew more about Gary Heidnik. I really know very little. And I feel like someone did an episode on him. I want to say it was like Twisted Philly or something, and I hadn't heard it yet. So I really want to learn more about Gary Heidnik, but he sounds so infinitely hateable.
Yeah.
Like, there's just so many elements to that makes me be like, oh yeah, you're going to be my new least favorite. I'm going to fucking hate you.
Yeah, I'm just really not a fan of anyone I'm not a fan of any of them, but if you torture or prolong the killing, like I can understand crimes of passion, not understand, but it's easier for me to process it than torturing someone or holding someone against their will, and just that whole psychological torture and feeding someone else another human being. Like, go fuck yourself.
Yes.
Ugh.
Yes, the psychological aspect and the kind of painstaking detail that he puts in to really, really deeply hurting people over a prolonged period of time is absolutely terrifying. It's so fucking scary. Yes. And I think that's why I'm just like, okay, I need to know more about this guy. Yeah, I really want to keep hating him like to a higher degree.
More research. Hate. I really liked all the drawings though. They're really good.
I know, right?
All better artists than me.
I probably should have done multiple choice, so I'm sorry for that. No, but I'm just like, still, I think people would want to see, the artworks and try and figure out the aspects of the brain of these killers, Once
we got to number 7, I realized that all people sign their art, so I tried cheating.
And then I put some of the numbers on top of the signatures.
Like, fuck.
But the other ones, I was just, 2 out of it or something.
Yeah, BTK was the easiest.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
If you didn't have his name all over it, Gacy, if you didn't have his name all over it, you would have guessed BTK for sure.
Yeah. And you would think the Night Stalker one would be Richard Ramirez because he's so self-obsessed.
Totally.
So yeah, I think that was a pretty fun game. I know it's a little bit different and it's visual, so I hope that wasn't, fucked up and awful for people. But
no, it was great.
I think it's fun. Yeah. And I love just seeing the weird fucking crazy ass artwork. So Yeah.
I really, really am weirded out by the second one. That was the girl with the red lips.
Yes.
It's just like
Richard Ramirez's drawing of Abigail Breslin.
Ugh.
Yeah. Creepy. Something about how completely empty and simple it was made it so much worse than all the blood and fire ones.
Yep. Ugh.
Thank you for tuning in to another bonus episode, a visual bonus.
Yeah. For the radio podcast.
Right? Just bad ideas all around. But we're fucking doing it. Because that's our style here at Murder Dictionary.
Yeah. Trailblazers.
So thanks again for listening.
Thank you.
And we'll see you soon.
Yeah. Bye. Bye.